Hi everybody, this is Shane Carlisle for L&I Trade House on the 6th of the 9th, 2022, 8:15 in the evening, UK time. So I've not put a video out in a while because obviously there's a lot of things going on with the Trade House. It all blew up last week. Now there's people coming left, right and centre, so I'm sort of just delegating a bit of time, obviously putting my time into a few people, there's been quite a few people reach out. Obviously, my time is limited because ultimately time freedom is why we're here. So I just thought I'd jump on, do a little bit of marking up, for the people that are following, the people that are watching, the people that are learning the strategy that I'm sort of working at. It's all based around smart money concepts, obviously with a little tweaks. Time frame, very time oriented trading, obviously for the sessions where the main volume is. So we have a strict window that we time, a strict window that we trade, and a set stop loss that never changes, and a set reward. So over time, obviously, we're going to get in front because we've back tested. I'm going to run through some on this video just to chuck some belief out for everybody, because what we've got here is magical, guys. It really is. Just how strict rule based it is. I could pretty much teach it anybody, but you have to follow the rules. I had such itchy fingers today. I had a trade on the Chief J. Most of my Trade House family saw it as I was posting through the Trade House through the day. It stopped me out at 0.1 of a pip. Do you know how hard it was for me to not touch that stop loss to move it, but then it take off for the rest of the day for it ended on a 1 to 18, and that's part of this process that is the hardest. It sounds very easy how I do it when I show it you, but obviously there's a lot of background that I've had to take on. About 3 years of knowledge, 3-4 years of knowledge, blow accounts left, right, and bloody center. I've trained myself to trade big numbers. A lot of people, when they see obviously I'm posting, I had a friend reach out today. He's like, "Oh, bloody hell, one payment like that would absolutely sort me out for life." But that's the mindset that he's in because of generations of over generations, you've been pushed down the line with money to think that a salary is a way of life. There's so many posts and stuff you'll see. A job, you're just over broke, everyone. And I know it's pretty much a harsh truth, but if you actually sit down and think, how much are you saving per month? How much are you putting into investments per month? And if you're not, then you are job, because money's not working for you. You're working for money every single day. You spend 8, 9, some people 12 hours working for money. A lot of people see this as a dream life because obviously I get time freedom. I get to do this. I get to talk to you lot. I get to meet new people every day. But I put the work in to be here. And yes, I can absolutely sit here and blow my own trumpet if I want to, but I'm not that kind of person. I knuckled down when I needed to. And don't get me wrong, I'm way, way off where I want to be. But I'm in a place now where so many people want to be, they're reaching out to ask me how, why. Now, 2 years ago, when I first sort of really got chatting to people and knowing people, I was that person wanting to be where I am now. And I didn't just sit and look and stare like, oh, I wish I was there. I got myself in the room where he was, and I asked him questions. So what was your breaking point? You know, where was everybody has a breaking point in life that makes a switch happen? Like, oh my God, what am I doing? Some people don't act on it. Some people will just think, oh, I'm having a bit of a low moment. You know, I met a friend not 2 weeks ago who's a massive part of the trade house now. Feel like I've known him years. He's took massive action because he didn't give up looking. Yes, there's so many rats in the industry, so many. They're all over the place. But he sent one message to one guy, myself, and found his way into the industry. I battled my way through. Well, I wouldn't say battled because most people are friendly, but I had to pay for an education, you know, and the stuff I teach and the stuff I put out, I don't charge a penny for, which I could. The knowledge that I have now, I could happily charge for everything I put out. I could put it into a program, I could step it. You know, the only thing I charge for is my time because that is more valuable to me because that's why I'm here. You know, my kids suffered right at the beginning of this process because I wasn't out of here. I was in this. I was in this. Watching the markets, chatting to people, you know. There's some days where Rachel wouldn't see me for 3-4 days. Yeah, passing, hi, okay, just going and getting a drink, you know, toilet. But I was that in webinars and seminars and ebinars and ubidars, you know, I was in everything I could. Yes, I paid a subscription to an academy, which is an amazing academy. And if anybody's wanting to learn the retail side of trading, then I'll happily point them in that direction. You know, there's all kinds of education once you're inside the academy. But I knew that academy would be a stepping stone for my knowledge. Yes, I needed the academy so I could get into the community that I was a part of. But again, I'm paying the academy. I'm not paying the community. Everything the community give me through me joining that academy was free. All their knowledge, all their videos, lives, you know, all that content comes free when you buy the membership. You know, it's all about your own growth. I knew I needed to get into that academy, so money was not, it was irrelevant, because if I didn't get into that academy, I weren't going to go through the next gate to where I needed to be. I was going to literally stand at the gate looking through O's, you know, looking at everybody else doing it. That wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be next to the man who built everything, who built that community. So I reached out to the guy. Hi, mate. You know, my good friend Jeff brought me into the community. And then I got in touch with all the other live traders. And then I met Danny, who's got back in touch with me not a week ago, you know, and he's absolutely amplified my trading style to where I know in the next 2 to 3 years, I will have over £1 million. And that is no joke. You know, I took them steps to get where I want to be. This is what I'd like just trying to say. Obviously, I put the story out of how and why I started. And it's possible, guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, because we all know anything that happens overnight, it's not worth keeping. But if you can build little steps every single day, your pathway will get bigger. You'll end up with a wall. You'll end up with a 1-floor house, or 2 floors. What's stopping you going to the sky? Absolutely nothing. Because of every day you're taking these steps to grow your mind, not sitting watching this here and absolutely frying your brain. This is the only time I really see the telly, unless I'm sat with Young'un and she's got kids programs on, which again, mind numbs her, but she likes the colours and all the pretty patterns. So it is what it is. But it's mind control, guys. That's stopping you reading a book because it's telling you a book, telling you a story. You don't have to move. You don't have to read long words that you don't quite understand and have to work out. That'll just speak it to you 24 hours a day because it's the easy way. Like, I've got books down here. Look. Ottoman Empire. You're not getting taught that in school, are you? But it interests me. So I got a book. You know, I've got one of my favourites, FIRE, Financial Independence. Read about 3 times because I want to understand how to be financially independent and retire early. That was it. My good trader friend recommended it, so I bought it. I didn't go, I don't know, Mackey's, had a couple of cheeseburgers or whatever. That probably cost me the price of a Mackey's. And to understand the figure to become financially independent, so you can retire early, so you are generating 12% off a low index fund or a low investment that will give a low risk investment, that will give you a 12% return. You take 10% dividends, you're leaving 2% to grow every year. But you wouldn't understand that if you'd not read a book about it. Yes, there's YouTube videos, but you switch off. Again, your mind doesn't take it all in. If you're reading a book, you have to go back and read the word if you've missed it. The long way is the fast way. Slow way will take you places. You know, I'm still at the beginning of my journey, really, here, but the show of love and everything from everybody in the trade house, you know, I know we're building an empire. And it's built from a conservatory and my 2-bed flat over in New Mills, you know, and the support of all my friends who are beginning to believe, because I have consistently shown up. I've not just spent a couple of weeks saying, hi, okay, yeah, look, I can trade markets. I've been here every morning, you know, whether it's just a post, hi guys, rise and grind time, you know, I'm there at the screen. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm trade. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the markets. What you up to? I'm talking to people. I'm networking. You know, I've got a meeting tomorrow afternoon. I've got a couple of meetings next week. You know, things are moving faster than I ever could have imagined. And I've always been told this at the beginning of the one, you'll have so many months, so many years, and then all of a sudden, everything just happens. And right now, that's what's happening. Like my phone's going out. I'm having to turn my phone off and leave it somewhere for half an hour because it's just going beep, 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 beep. You know, and I'm not saying I don't like it, because going from probably one person ringing a month to me now having full-blown conversations with people every single day about something I'm very passionate about grows me even more. So it's all a journey, guys. It's all your journey. You know, I was talking to Danny the other day. He remembers the time where I wouldn't even get in front of a camera. You know, and it was partly him when he did his lives at the gym. You know, he was there. He was consistently showing up. And now look where we're all heading. He's got back in touch. He's got a very good robot mechanical mindset, which he's managed literally in one Zoom that we had the other week, imprint on my mind from one conversation, a 48-minute conversation, and my trading went from, okay, yeah, I was getting some good numbers, but I was waiting a while for it and I was hitting a few more losses, to now having a mechanical rules set strategy that produces, and it'll produce profits at 3 wins and 10 losses, 3 wins and 7 losses. It'll still produce a plus percentage sticking to the rules at 3 wins. So I know we've got something here. You don't even have to win 50% of your trades, but you have to stick to the rules. Now, backtesting proves this. Backtesting proves most pairs will give you an average how we trade at that certain time. We vote just around 20%. Some have got 18, some have got 24. But over a 20 trade day period, you are in front of yourself sticking to them rules. Now I'll jump through in a minute and do a little bit on the charts, but I seem to always end up chatting to you. But yeah, it's your journey, guys. Don't let anybody hold the key to your happiness or life. Yes, I'm not saying run into your job and chuck your fucking resignation at them. That'd just be stupid, because that is literally, you're just over broke. You'll be broke if you chuck away your income straight away. But don't ever be completely blind to opportunities, because I'm a very friendly person. And yes, it's took me a long time to learn what I know. And the good thing about this industry is the only thing that will happen, me showing you what I do, is you'll grow and you'll end up growing with me or growing on your own, whatever. But it doesn't affect my profits by helping you. The only thing it does is it grows me more, because I'm going back to steps that I possibly not thought about for that long, because I just do it. Like rigging a broker up. I was talking to my friend the other day about rigging a broker up. I had to go back through the whole process because it's one of them things that I just don't do. I've got my broker, I've got my account. I don't have to mess around with stuff like that. But it's good going back to keep fresh. So every time somebody new comes and asks me, "Oh, how are you doing this? What are you doing there?" I'll have an introduction meeting with them. So we'll have a little sit down, a chat. Obviously, I like people who have values towards the children. That is a main seller for me. If you've got love for your kids and you go over the odds for them, then I'll happily teach you a skill where you can spend more time with them kids. No problem at all. Obviously, the one-to-one sessions, they cost, because again, the first one doesn't, because it's a meet greet, so I can get a feel for who you are, and if I want you as part of the trade house, are you going to be of value to my trade house? Are you going to put the hours in, put the work in? I don't want someone who's sat there just idled looking for the odd signal. I want someone who's eager, enthusiastic. My friend Martin, he joined. He's been a very supportive bloke all the way through. He's asked me if he can pull his friend Neil in, because he's got a passion for backtesting and results. So he's going to add value to this trade house. So yes, Martin, no problem. In you come, mate. I've sent him a little video just so he can get an idea of how we trade and how we do what we do. And I think he'll absolutely love it. So I've sent him the video. I'll probably have a catch up with him tomorrow. He's going to add value. Yes, not everybody can come in and give value straight away, but just being there and showing up and showing enthusiasm and passion towards the process. A lot of people will see it as a boring process. You're sat looking at candles move around. But if they actually knew how much money was inside each one of them candles, it wouldn't become so boring. And knowing how the banks manipulate it, you're watching them move around the markets all day. And I'm not saying I can see where they're going. Like, I know where they want to go and where they're ultimately heading to. But to get to that point, a lot of people think trading journeys like that. Yeah, broke. Yeah, super rich. It's not at all. It's more like that. You take the lid off that, drawing pins, walk across that, and then you're coming up here, you're coming down here, and then you're going to go back here again, and then you're coming up, down here, and climbing up a wall of pins. You know, it's all people see is you stood at the top showing these good results. Yes, I'll show my losses, but my losses are managed. So they don't even see them because the wins outweigh the losses. But that's all they see. They don't see me sat in here 4, 5 o'clock in the morning like this, sat listening to somebody chat about Fibonacci lines and, you know, golden zone and improper price action. You know, that was me. I've got books and books and books of writing and pages, and you know, I went through this the other day. I found some stuff I wrote when I used to watch Danny's lives. I sent him a picture of it. He's like just reached out again the past 2 weeks. I've actually got, because he used to trade DeLorean in Ninjas. So I've been sat in his live watching that. You know, it's just a journey, guys. That's all it is. So let's jump through, have a look what happened today. Oh, yeah. It's just a video for the trade house. That's Rachel. I thought you were behind me.
No.
Okay, guys. So this was my little motherfucker of a trade today. Look at this. Let me just move me. See, I keep that, make a text box with a pair, and it's like a live tally. And I won't move it here until I've added what's happened here to that. And then I keep that. I like everything to be nice, neat, clean. So I can just think properly. It's not a mess. This was the mother 0.1. It knocked me out, guys. So that was a little bit lower. No, a little bit higher, sorry. I was wounded. Just look where it went. Anyway, it lost. So I had it on the account. But look, let me jump in. And this is where the discipline comes in, guys. I was very, very good today. Okay, let me get to the 5. I'll explain while I'm in the 3 in a minute. Okay, so 5 minute. Where are we? Trade. Come to the charts this morning. I've got my 7 and my 11. Okay, London. That's my London sessions. That's where I trade. I don't trade any other time of the day. Everything else can go do one. Until I've back tested New York, I won't be trading any other times other than these 2 lines here. So what I've noticed over a consecutive, I think I'm at 21 trades now. So I'm logging every trade as I go with the forward testing. And I've noticed at 7 o'clock, if we're in an uptrend, I'm looking for a, see how all these big candles come into play when the banks open, when the trading floor opens. You've gone from all this little noise. See, a lot of people try and trade this. What's the point? This is what we want. And the big boys come in. So we've had the break. I've put my break line. Because if you remember, none of this will be here. We've come to the screen about here, probably 6. I like to try and get here for 6, half 6. It gives me half an hour just to get sat down, make a brew. And then they sort of start coming into play around 10 to. See how the candles sort of start kicking in? You know, they're not just random candles. Once you start sectioning them off and see how it sort of died down a bit here, and then bang, about 10 to 1's that. Oh no, quarter to 2. There's a big in there, big in there. I'd say around 1 o'clock, just one, it started going a bit. But then you get here when New York actually opens, and they're all start going a bit crazy because everyone's fighting for their orders. Fight, fight, fight. And then boom, we're back into 6 o'clock, dies off again. Little candles. This is just all the retailers. 95% of the market is made up with retail traders. And then the markets just funnel them to where they want them and then snap out to come. That's the bank move there, because I call that an engulfing bank move, because the buyers have out literally swallowed the sellers. Bang, see you later, guys. So that would be a banker's move. So if you was trading all day or whatever, like I used to, you'd sit at that because you've had the push away and it's broke. There's another bank move there. Look at that. That's a big one. But again, they're getting wise to the smart money traders, everyone. They're not. I come out of a community of 4,500 people that trade smart money. So there's got to be an edge. You've got to have an edge at a certain time of day if you want anything to become consecutively profitable. You can't trade the same way someone has traded for so long. Yes, don't get me wrong, the patterns always form and they'll always form because it's the way the banks move the money. But they do get wise with like wicks like this. They'll snap out, take everybody out. I know it's happened to me here, but again, if I'd smart money, they would have been there. But the way I'm trading at the moment, 7 pips is winning me more than I'm losing, percentage wise. Because if I have a 1 win, that's 3%. Whereas if I have a 1 loss, it's just a 1 loss. So I could have 2 losses and a win, and I'm still 1% up. Like today, I would have caught that if I'd have got my numbers a bit finer. I noticed before. I've come on, I've just put that on without zooming right in like this. And I had that a little bit up, which brought this. My 7 was there. I don't know what it's reading now. 6.7. So that was where I was. So I'd not quite lined this up right. So I'm learning every day. But again, from that happening, I was very disciplined. I didn't change anything, because if I was to have changed it, what's to say it weren't just going to blow out and collect this bank move here? We did have the break. Yes, that's fine. But ultimately, every trader that knows who does trade, the market does what it wants. Ultimately, yes, we have an edge. We have an edge that works over a consecutive period of time. But ultimately, on a minute-to-minute basis, the market does what it wants, especially when it's all this retail noise. All this down here, let me show you. You can see it as soon as I point it out. Obviously, once you start sectioning the times off and you don't look at any of this, then you're only seeing patterns within this time frame. There's one there. Took a 1 to 3 because we saw the break at 7. I sat on the candle that was at the bottom of it. Yeah, I set a position. I took a 1 to 3. Okay, so I'm 3% up. Had a loss today, still 2% up. Right, 1%. Back to break even. Didn't trade. Didn't activate. Right, we're -1. Okay, we're at 2. Back to 2%. Now we're at 5. Didn't trade. 4. 3. Didn't trade. 2. 5. 8. Didn't trade. 11. 10. 13. And some of these went, you know what I mean? But we're sticking at the 3 because where were we? 13, 16, 19. I think we're at the end, are we? But yeah, there is more back there. That's why I'm keeping a live chart. Let's replay mode do. To show strategies intraday. Right, I need to upgrade. What do you see? Oh, we had the structure, which broke during open. So I come back, I sat at that candle, and it did go for a 1 to 5.7. But again, we take 3% and be happy with what we're taking. You know, there's 5 moves a week. So you got 3, 6, 9, 8, 11, 14, 17, 16, 15, 14, 17, 20, 19, 18, 17, 20. 1 lost, 19. You know, over a consecutive period of time, these patterns will form profits. And one thing, what I learned today from let me show you. Obviously, we have the structure in the 5 minute, but if I'd have knocked down to the 3 and actually followed the candle back down, there was a massive bankers move in the 3 minute. So I'd have been sat at that candle. I'd have been sat at that candle with a 7 pip, and it wouldn't have even, it literally just unreleased the money and took off. But I wouldn't have seen that in the 5 minute. It just gave me that big candle. So I'm going to look for my structure. I mean, for the robot, we might just have to keep it. But you see, bang. And there'd have been a 0 drawdown. And it actually took off for like a 1 to 20, I think, this today. Just from that one step, you know, let's take that highest point. Highest point. You know, it went for a 1 to 20. So it wasn't a loss in such a way, more a lesson that make sure I tighten up what I'm find my structure, and then just have a look in the 3 and the 1 just to see if there's any nice bank moves, you know. But we had a loss there. Would have been let's put it back so it's how it was. So that would have been it lost anyway, so let's just put that 1 to 3. Doesn't really matter. I just know, just need the red cross, and I've got my lines for tomorrow. Okay, so that's all pretty much set. I've updated that with that. I've put my lines. Now I won't do anything till around here, just to see what sort of structure is being formed as it's going into the session. And then game on, guys. Ding, ding, ding. So odd USD. I actually turned my position off of here because it didn't come back as soon as it blasted out. I was looking for it to come back to a 3 minute here, but it didn't even come. It just took the imbalance back of that candle and dropped. So this is what I mean. The market will do what it wants. All it wanted then was an imbalance grab. But the rules were, we had the break through the session. Okay, so that was my structure. We had the break. So I was looking for it to come back and tag. And if it did, it would have gone for a 1 to 11. So we're at 33% if they'd have both rid to the end today. And that's just me. Danny's took some nice trades this morning at a 1 to 3 because 1 to 3 is our target. You catch a 1 to 3 in consolidation. You know, it's not, again, if I weren't trading inside these hours, I possibly would have caught that. But this is what's producing my overall profits. 4 hours. You know, if I was to, we had that structure break, which will lead me to that candle. I just sat a position on that candle with a 7 pip stop loss, you know, and I would have got me 1 to 3. But again, because it's not in my hours, I class this as gambling, you know, and it might backtest like the odd USD might need moving back to a certain time. Like, what's that? 4:30 in the morning. You know, I might look into finding out, like, see where all the little candles and then your big ones start around there, about 4 o'clock. So the odd USD might need moving, say 4 till. Where does all the big noise stop? About here, would you say? It's all a bit quiet there, in it. So the odd USD might be 4 while 7 or 4 while 8. If we say 8, then you get all this little noise back. We've had a big candle there at 8. So that side of the world might be 4 till 8 where things happen, which I might write that down actually. So I've just had a little brainwave. Australian. Odd pairs plus NZD, that sort of side of the world. 4 a.m. till 8 a.m. Okay. It's quite handy to know sort of what I'm looking at. You know how I see that as retail noise. You know, yes, they've had a bit of a push there to another level, but again, that's probably around a certain time. I'm guessing you're looking at Sydney. So you've just had Sydney open, or what's it open? The Asian sort of 10 o'clock. They say Asian's 10 till 6. So 10 till 6. They say that's sort of the Asian session. Where are we? 22, 22, 10. That's like the Asian session. You can get an indicator that puts it on. But again, if you're looking at it, it's a move. It's happened. They've had the push off here. They've had the consolidation and the push off again. And then they've flagged back. They've touched this candle here, but just blew everybody out. You know, that one wick there took all your smart monies out. So that's showing me that they want to move price down because they've took all this money that's under here. All this is, let me just, you've got all this over. Bankers move here, bankers move there. There's orders being created all the way up here. They come in, dipped a little bit just to take a few of them back, like to that sort of, is it there? Yeah, so they took them lows out. So you've still got these moves here and these moves here. But when they wick out, it's almost like a signal, So if I'd have actually thought about that at the time, it's not in my trade hours, so I wouldn't have traded it. But I've seen them show me the hand. There's so many times where you see a wick out that way. Yes, they've pushed the other way. That's only to release that candle. And then see you later. Yes, you could have caught some order flow on the way down. That one there, you could have come back to that. That one there, you could have come back to that. There's so many opportunities. It's you believing in yourself that it's going to work like that. I wholeheartedly thought we was going to have the push away and then the comeback, tag me in New York and then drop. That was my ideal play. I wanted it to carry on, come up, touch me, and then take off. But it didn't want to. So if the market don't want to, then the market's not going to. But again, we reset. It was not applicable, so I didn't lose anything. Reset, refocus, and we go again. Now I think, sorry. I've already added this one to the. No, I haven't. So it's only changing. Not applicable. Always keep a log of your trades, guys. Or again, you've no evidence. Right. That's good. We've got to be looking at a win soon, haven't we? Let me get rid of New York. I'm not testing New York on here. And again, get me my morning ready. I can literally just come down, turn it on. Well, it's on all the time. It sits. But again, we're trending down. unless something major happens in the night. And then I'll look to possibly take a trade up to these highs here. This is where, again, you're either going to see a bounce or break at somewhere like that. We've created all that today. So what's to say they don't create all that again tomorrow? But it's been quite a sharp take back. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's something here. You see what I mean? They never, ever, what broke, that broke, are just random. So I'd be sat, a lot of smart money people would be sat there. Okay, so just reset chart. I'm using the bankers moves as targets. Yeah, that's starting to feel a bit not well. Could we organise for a face to face in a couple of days or this? Doing that. Sorry guys, I'm saying phone's just going a bit crazy. Code 4711 on TV, not sure if it will help. Code 4711 on TV. The source code is subject to Mozilla. Yeah, 711. What a bloke. What a bloke. Okay, but yeah, two trade. I might look into that tomorrow. Obviously not well. Let's just have a quick scroll back and see what happened yesterday at about 4 o'clock. I might look to change the hours of, stick to the same rules, but change the hours. There's 4 there. And then where that, because we're in consolidation, it didn't break the top. Because I've only seen that. I'll be looking for a sell. So I'd be looking for that structure to break. It never did. Created that. Yeah, if we were looking for a sell, I'd want that to break, and it never did. So yeah. Again, it's all just back testing, getting your percentage overall. You know, Mark Douglas says it, there are opportunities everywhere. 22, so I filled that one in. And I look at the FTSE. How did the FTSE play out today? started this one. I've marked them, but I've not put the trades on them yet. FTSE played out nice. 1 to 10. Well, again, 3%. That was my structure before that broke. This candle. Boom. Went for a 1 to 10. Right here. What's happened here? So I'm looking for a buy. That's my structure. That would have been my candle. Obviously, the points are a bit different. I've been looking at around 500, so that would have been a loss. No, it's 6, I think I set it at. But again, that would have been a loss. That's fine, no problem. 7 o'clock. What are we looking like? That's broke that. Come back to get that. Just had that imbalance grab. Okay, so yes, market says sell. But this broke that high. You know, it's created a high. So it didn't come back anyway. That would have been my break. Oh, I don't know. That blue broke. That blue broke it. So I'd have been sat here and it did actually get it. See how my line follows. It was just out. 600. I'm saying indices are a bit different. We got a 1 to 3 and it actually went. For a 1 to 16. Just from seeing that break. You know, at that time, to that candle, literally to the wick entry for a 1 to 16. Now, you're going to get bored of seeing wins. So wait till you start getting comfortable seeing losses, because you know wins like that are coming. You know, if I was to follow that, once I'd got me 1 to 3, bring my stop loss to the 3 and just let it ride out. That one never came back. You know, let it get to like, I don't know, 1 to 5 or something. Take your stop loss to 1 to 3. And then again, it ran for another 10%. You know, but we're not greedy. We know 3% will give us a hefty amount of money on a large account at the end of the month. Why would you want to try and risk consistent profits for a big win? Yes, if you can find a way to secure your 3% and then ride it, by all means go for it. But once again, here, they're not daft. Yes, you've got 3%. You've tried to move your stop loss at the 3%. They've come back and just took it out and then gone. You know, there's a way of doing it, but you've just got to believe that it's going to do it. You know, what's to say that didn't turn around there and blow right out the bottom? You don't know. You've got your move. Be happy and walk away. Come back tomorrow. Get another opportunity. Yes, they're not all going to win, but you've got to create a mindset where you don't mind losing. It sounds daft. You're taught all the way through school. Can't lose, you got to win. Got to be number one. Number one. I'm openly looking for losses so I can learn from them. I don't learn anything when it goes right. Yeah, I earn some money, but I don't learn anything. And I'm here to learn. You know, I've had so many pinpoint accurate trades over the past 2, 3, 4 weeks when I've really lasered everything in, that my belief of what's coming, it's here. You know, I'm building a business through something I enjoy doing. I'm going out meeting clients. I'm going out joining new members every day. You know, the trade house, looking at a merch line. You know, it's growing, but I only want the right. I don't want people that just want the free ride. People who just want, you know, I want people that are going to put the hours in and put the work in to elevate the trade house, make it go to. I want my kids to have something that they will have. Dad built that. Not dad worked his life and didn't really see us till the weekends when he were tired all the time. I don't want that life for my kids. I had that life. Come home, dad's asleep. You know, don't get me wrong, we had some good times, everything. But I was a very, we were, I was a very, how would you put it? I, there's a word for it. Self-sufficient. There you go. I was very self-sufficient as a child, as a teenager, literally lived on my own from when I was about 14, 15, got my mate's spare room, you know. I've always been very independent. And to be able to help people now is an absolute blessing just in itself. Yes, it was fucking hard to learn. Sometimes you do get to the point where you're like, am I ever going to get this? But you will if you don't quit and you put the time in. It's not going to be handed to you on a plate. Because why would somebody just hand you it? I mean, I could give you the formula today. I pretty much just have done in that video. I don't hide anything. That is what I do. But the emotions that are tied to that process, to pushing the buttons at that time on that candle, are so high because it's a process that is either going to make or break you. And a lot of people are in the make or break mindset when they come into the trading world. You know, I took a lot of steps before actually going full time to make it possible that I went full time through the process. You know, I covered all my expenses. I covered my living costs, this, that, blah, blah. I made sure all that was right before I went full time here. Because if I'd gone full time and I needed this to, I'm going to be trying too hard to make that percentage, and I'll probably end up losing because I'm using that as my way out. And you can't be yes, it's a way out. It's a way out massively. And you can live a very, very, very comfortable life. But it can't be your only way. You know, I'm looking at the trade house is going really well. That's going to be generating its own income. You know, nice to have a set of hoodies, hats, you know, mouse mats that are just generating little bits of income because people relate to what I'm doing and how I put my content out. They'll buy a mouse mat just in the respect of, oh, he's a good lad, him. I like his logo, you know, a couple of quid. I'll support him. There's so many people like that in the world. You get one mouse mat that takes off 100,000 people at £9 each. You just made £900,000 from mouse mat. But you can't just make it and send it out. I've spent 2 years building my network of people. You know, people trust my word when I talk about the markets because I don't talk shit. I understand it from a middle class point of view. Let's put it that way. You know, I've always been a working man. I've gone to work. I've worked in the factories. I've worked in the kitchens. I've done split shifts. I've done nights. I've done continentals. I've been on the factory floor. I've been in the warehouses. I've done the jobs that people don't want to do because I had to, because I was in survival mode. And then when I found out that I am capable of anything and I don't care what anybody thinks about me, shit got real. And I started wanting more, knowing I could achieve more. You know, I don't drink alcohol. I have the odd smoke every now and again. You know, but at the end of the day, I know in here, I can change lives with what I know. Yeah. How many people can say that? Doctor, teacher. Teacher can change a kid's life. Doctor can save a life. I can recreate somebody's life through the power of mindset, positive mindset, and a pattern to multiply your money, which ultimately people say money doesn't buy you happiness, but it can buy you the things to make you happy. Yes, it's short-term gratification, but at the end of the day, financial freedom is the ultimate goal. Who wouldn't want to wake up on their terms every morning, do what they want to do every morning, and be disciplined enough to take percentages out of a market that's 7.7 trillion pound traded through it every day? You know, it's a scary battle arena. It's not just a trading, it's like a battle, an emotional, mindful battle. It's crazy. Right, I'm going to shoot, guys, because I rabbited on at the beginning, I rabbited on at the end, with a little bit of charting in between. That's sort of the way my content seems to be going. Have a little chat with you all, you know, put some positive vibes out. Just make it sound I'm reachable. I'm here. I'm not anywhere. I'm in my partner's conservatory. You know, I'm not in some fancy little office block. I've got a little desk fan here. Oh, let me. My own little desk fan, you know, keep me going. I've got my water tube for when I'm in the markets because I like the sound of water flowing as I'm trading because it keeps me peaceful. I don't have any music on when I'm trading. I have my notepad. If I see something happening, I can write it down straight away. I've got all my lot sizes worked out. Because we have a 7-pip strict stop loss, I can have all them ready on the side of my screen. You know, it's all about preparing yourself for going in. Because at the time when you're going into the market, you need to be fully focused. And then a lot of people will be like, oh, yeah, you're just buying and selling. You're buying and selling. I'm not buying and selling. I'm executing a well-planned trade that's pinpoint accurate most times. Or I can't say all the time because nobody can say they win every trade. My strategy could produce more losses than wins and still be profitable. Now, you tell me what strategy you know that can do that. You know, and that's not blowing my trumpet. That's from me grafting my back off to learning smart money concepts and then adding little tweaks at times when I trade, or what candle I sit at, or what time frame I take my candle entry at. You know, I've made all them mistakes to get to where I am now. Now you have people that are coming in that don't know how to do, don't even know what TradingView is. You know, they're not going to teach you how to become a free man, because you're not gonna be paying into your pension so they can float that on the market. You're not going to be putting your salary into their bank so they can float that on the market. You know, when you actually wake up and see what happens with all your money and where it actually, you get 0.01% every year on your money. I can get you that within 3 seconds, but you don't know that because they don't teach you that. You know, it's crazy, but it's the world. You know, I'm not going to go into the whole MK Ultra mind changing business stuff, but the world's been brainwashed for so long that you just think it's normal to be a sheeple. It's not. We're all individuals. We all have skills. We all have different attributes. You know, and once you become free and you see what's actually going on, it's sad to think that you wake up every day for 40, 50 years of your life and go to a place that you don't want to be at. You work for pennies. You know, it's a sad way of life, but it's become the norm for 90% of the population because of certain people that have had the power to create this little monopolized world that you're just giving all your money to them for them to do what I do. Now, I'm not one of the traders that will take money and trade for people. That's not how I work. I will teach you how to do it, but I'm not. I've had a couple of people reach out and say, "Can I send you money? Can you trade?" You know, that's not me. I'm not here to take money off people. I'm here to show you how to make more of it. Yes, my one-to-one sessions or my monthly membership, well, monthly subscription for access to me personally will cost money because it's my time and I value my time. Can't shoot anyone for that, can you? You know, I'm here to ultimately gain time freedom. So obviously my individual time where it's taking hours out of my day to teach, yes, ultimately I want to teach people as many people as I can, but there's going to come a time where I'm not going to have the time to teach every person. You know, I've still got to do what I do. I've still got a life to live, but I ultimately want to help as many people as I can. And if that resonates with people in my trade house, which I know there's a few in there already that are absolutely helping everybody they can, and they're the kind of people I want in my trade house, not the person that's just going to come in and sit for the free ride. Yes, you might have to pay for a few lessons at the beginning to get your head around it and stuff. But once you've got your head around it and you're in the trade house and people are throwing markups in the chat, and you know, you could be profiting along while everybody else is, but you've got to be shown to put the time in, or you ain't going in no group and you ain't going in no trade house, because you've got to become of value to my process. I know it sounds very selfish, but it is, because why would I let you come into the trade house where I openly pour my heart out to my members every single day? We have family chat, we have whatever. It's not all trading. If anyone's feeling a bit down, whatever, drop it in the chat. I guarantee one person in 1, 2, 3, 4 will send a message asking you if you're okay. Is there anything they can do? Because they're the kind of people I have in my community. People that care for people. Yes, ultimately they're here to sort themselves out, and I'll say that right from the beginning. You've got to sort number one before you can help number two. Now, it's nice to have people growing alongside you, and yes, people are at different stages of the journey, and it's nice to mix with everybody, but never forget it's your journey. Doesn't matter where he is, doesn't matter where he is. You've started. That's the main thing. Now you've just not got to quit, because the markets will still move if you quit or you don't. You know, if you quit, you're only going to have to start up again when you think, oh, is it something else I want to do again? And then you've lost however long in between because you give up. Yes, it's going to get hard. I'm not going to say it isn't. There's going to be times where your account goes absolutely bonkers and blows. God knows how many accounts, free trials, you know, I don't even think about it anymore because it's irrelevant. My process happens at 7 o'clock every single day, every single morning. So regardless what's happened today, I ain't bothered because I know there's going to be another. I take 2 opportunities a day, but I know there's going to be another 2 opportunities in the morning. So I'll shut down my MT4, leave it, which I've been very disciplined the past couple of days, and I'm very, very proud of myself for. Because I could have moved that stop loss today, and I could have took a 1 to 18, and my friend would have been absolutely buzzing because it would be on his funded. But it was out of my rules, and I stuck by him, and I'm so proud of myself for doing it. Because you don't know how many times I've moved the stop loss, and it's carried on, moved it again, carried on, moved it again. And then you, by the end of it, you're 80 points down. So you're going to have to sit in if it doesn't knock you out, you've got to sit in a period of consolidation for 2-3 days, just about break even. You know, but these are all steps that you're going to have to take to become the trader that you want to be. You never learn anything when things are going easy. Most personal self-development growth happens when you're in the shit because it's fight or flight. You know, I can't put it any easier. You'll grow more when you're out of your comfort zone and fucking needing to. Fight or flight, guys. Right, I'm going to go now because I've been chatting on for too long. I've got to convert, get it uploaded. And Messenger's going a bit crazy. So, blessed evening, guys. If you do get to the end, throw me a like, share, comment. That would be absolutely amazing. Speak to you on the next one. Bye for now, guys.